Morning everybody, and welcome to the secret of beating brain fog. So I had set this up as a free webinar for members of this group and any friends and family, but was sitting on the Zoom call, and obviously a number of people that I knew couldn't make it. So I thought the best thing to do is if I pop in here live. If you're here, join in, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave, give me a hello, pop some comments as we're going through in the comments bar so that I can answer your questions. Again, if you watch it back on replay, hashtag replay in the comments so I can see who has been involved. And again, pop any questions that you have in there and I will get back to you and we'll actually answer those. I'm also going to be downloading this and recording it for the members of the Phoenix Wellbeing Cafe so that they can receive it as well. So first off, why on earth have I chosen to do a webinar on brain fog, and particularly the secrets to combating brain fog? So if you remember a couple of weeks back, maybe longer than that, I was asking some questions in the group about those difficult symptoms. What's the worst symptom that you have found from going through perimenopause and menopause? And that doesn't mean, you know, the thing that maybe made you feel so bad, but the thing that was the symptom that was a real challenge for you. And a number of different options came in that ladies talked about: aching joints, night sweats, hot flushes, sore breasts. All of those came in. But over and over again, I saw ladies saying brain fog, brain fog, brain fog. So I went back to the group and said, hey, if I could do a live or a webinar on brain fog and tell you what it is, why you get it, what causes it, and what you can do about it, would that be useful? Hence our webinar or our live tonight. So I was going to ask you all what you wanted to get out of this session. Again, do put in the comments when you're watching back on replay or coming in live what you want to learn about and how brain fog particularly has impacted your life and your experience through menopause. What I would say is that brain fog is a very common symptom of both peri and menopause. If you watched Davina McCall's programs or have read her book, you'll be aware that brain fog impacts 1 in 7 women. That's a huge, huge number. So, you know, you are not alone if you're impacted by that. And, you know, what I would say is that brain fog, whilst we talk about it predominantly as part of that menopausal transition, it isn't just menopausal women that experience brain fog. It has much wider implications, and it has kind of its roots in our lifestyle. So typically it's characterized by a hormone imbalance. So if you're experiencing a hormone imbalance of any type at any time in your life, you could find yourself being susceptible to brain fog. And you know, when you think about those critical moments, probably teenagers as they're going through puberty might well suffer with brain fog. If you're pregnant, we all talk about, you know, mummy brain and pregnancy brain. Yes, hormone imbalance again, and of course through the menopause. But those are not the only times or the only people, because those are pretty much females, the only people that will suffer from brain fog at some time in their lives. When I talk about lifestyle, I'm talking about those things that we do that have a detrimental impact on our brain health. So things like, here I am now, being on our devices for too long, whether that's the computer, our laptops, our phones, our iPads. Not only does the blue light that you get from some of those devices act as a stimulant, you also find that we spend too much time working, looking at a screen, working on a screen, and find that actually that deadens our brain. We're actually asking our brains to do too much for too long. So our devices can have a real impact on it. Then again with lifestyle, stress. Stress has so many bad impacts. We know it's really hard when we're feeling really stressed, really het up, panicky, anxious. We have real problems to think straight. We feel it's hard to make decisions, or we're not sure what decisions we should be making because our judgment is being clouded by those hormones. When we're stressed, you have all of those cortisol and adrenaline coursing through your body. That pushes all those big decisions we need to make away. The only decision it's interested in is fight or flight. So stress impacts your hormone levels, impacts your brain fog. Lifestyle again, diet. If you've got a poor diet, if it is low in really good quality, healthy food, good nutrients, good vitamins, all those sorts of things. If it is you overindulge, so maybe you eat lots of junk food or highly processed food, or maybe you overindulge in terms of caffeine intake or alcohol, or heaven forbid some of those other toxic additives and things that we can put in our bodies. Also think about in terms of sleep. I'll talk later how sleep impacts the way that we experience brain fog and how our brains are impacted by lack of sleep. So it's not just lack of sleep, it's also too much sleep. Both of those will impact our ability to think and process. Talked a bit about diet, making sure that you've got those good vitamins in there, diet that's high in antitoxins, antioxidants, things like that is gonna be good for you. But if you're filling your body with all those toxins, whether that's alcohol, caffeine, sugar, salt, real high levels, that will impact you with brain fog. And obviously the big toxins, not just alcohol and caffeine, substance abuse, whether that is controlled drugs or illegal drugs, medications, things like that, smoking. All these things have an impact on how our brains work and will mean that we will experience brain fog. So really, brain fog isn't just the reserve of menopausal women. We notice it a lot at that time of our lives and through that transition, but also it can impact women and men alike at many different stages of their lives. But when I say that, there's also specific groups of people who might find themselves more prone to suffering from brain fog. Ill health can have a big impact. So people that have long-term conditions, things like lupus or MS or chronic fatigue, ME I think we used to call it, those sorts of real big, almost some of them are autoimmune, but real ill health, real problems with their health, that will have an impact because again, most of that means hormones are out of balance, you're maybe having different medications. It's going to impact the way your brain functions and how you experience life. If you're unfortunately suffering with cancer treatments, and that illness can have a massive impact, you might well find yourself, because of the medications that you're on, actually get my own teeth out there, struggling with brain fog. Any hormone imbalance. So again, men and women, because at certain times of men's lives as well, they have dips in their hormones. Certainly in their kind of 30s to 40s to 50s, they can experience changes in their hormone levels, which will increase the incidence of brain fog. But when you think about it for women, big times, puberty, when you're younger, pregnancy, post-pregnancy, and as you go through the menopausal transition. And then lastly, the other group that can be impacted is anybody that's actually having to take long-term medications. Lisa Watson, who is our fantastic menopause nurse, would be able to talk more about the types of medications that might mean that you'll be suffering with brain fog. Now I can see someone is viewing us, which is fantastic. So please, if you're online, can you give us a thumbs up? Let me know that you're there, say hi, and ask any questions that you might have. So I've talked about what impacts or what brings on brain fog, but what actually do we mean by brain fog? It's a term that is bandied around a little bit like we talk about IBS in terms of can't get it right now, the irritable bowel syndrome. So brain fog isn't a thing of itself. It is a term that describes a collection of experiences or symptoms that will impair your cognitive function. And when I say that, it might be things like you might suddenly find yourself feeling confused, forgetfulness, lack of focus or mental clarity, things like that, like I do here. You get halfway through a sentence and forget what word you're using and what you wanted to say. It's that whole thing of just feeling like it's taking a little bit of time for the brain to kick in and give you that kind of clarity that you're looking for. And as I say, it really occurs due to high levels of inflammation and changes to the hormones that control mood, energy and focus. And we'll talk about some of those in a little while. But the thing to understand is it's a term that is used to describe a collection of symptoms that make you feel that you're just kind of feeling a bit, can't quite see the wood for the trees, work things out. People talk about it being cloudy headed, just thinking, oh, things just aren't, it's taking me time to do things. So how can you really tell that you're suffering from brain fog? If you're watching us now or you're on replay, please pop in the comments the kind of things that you experience that means brain fog to you. So there's a whole list here, and I'll list some of these off which you might go yes, yes, yes or no, and really would love to hear what are those key symptoms that you're experiencing that you term as brain fog. So these can include insomnia or troubled sleep patterns, headaches, low energy levels or chronic fatigue, inability to perform tasks, so impaired cognitive function. On that one, for me, yes, I completely agree, Lisa. Going into a room and then forgetting what you went in for. I have so many times got halfway up the stairs and then gone, why am I going up here? What am I doing? What's going on? And I used to, when I was working, full time, I had to write a lot of reports. And I had a moment when it was like some of the words had just dropped out of my head. I sat there and I got to the word does. A really simple 4-letter word. And I could not for the life of me remember how to spell it. Which is just like hideous. It's like, it's such an easy word. Why can't I spell it? And it's things like that. Saying to my husband, oh my God, where are my glasses? And they're sitting on the top of my head because I couldn't remember they were there. So that's that kind of impaired cognitive function. Mood swings, irritability, forgetfulness, as we said. I often go, what's that lady's name? What's that lady's name? Or where did I put something? I often say, where's my phone? Forgetting how to spell the word could. Yeah. Besides for the fact that the English language isn't always that easy on spelling, it doesn't help when you've got brain fog as well. And it's the simple things that you forget. Lack of concentration. I've always struggled with this. The school report always used to say that I was easily distracted, couldn't concentrate for any length of time, and I got even worse through menopause. And it is that you find concentrating on anything for any length of time tires you out. Lack of motivation. Lots of ladies talk about this. Loss of motivation. Lack of problem solving skills or idea generation. I used to do a role where I needed to really sit and listen carefully to problems that teams were having. Try to find solutions for them, give them ideas. Sometimes it was as much as I could do to concentrate on what they were saying. My mind would wander, or I'd be sitting there thinking, oh my God, reading a book. I would find myself reading a book. Yeah, difficulty with learning and recall. Yeah, I would read a book and I could read 10 pages and I couldn't tell you what that was about. The difficulty learning and recall, absolutely, Lisa. And when we're a little bit older, and I know you're doing some training at the moment, some CPD, and so are other people and myself, it's hard, especially if you have to sit in an exam and actually recall that information. That gets harder. Some of this as well is part of the natural aging process. But also another symptom that you can get with brain fog is depression or anxiety. And what you might have noticed is that a lot of those symptoms have massive overlaps with the symptoms that we talk about as we go through perimenopause. Anxiety, depression, loss of motivation, irritability, mood swings, low energy levels, insomnia, sleep disorders. So there is a point there that actually the hormonal imbalances that cause you to suffer with brain fog also bring out all these other symptoms that you may also be suffering that will impact your brain fog. So particularly brain fog and menopause, this is why we're here. So brain fog can be really disconcerting, can be really scary for a lot of ladies, especially if you've never experienced it before. I hear lots of ladies say to me, oh my God, I thought I was going mad. You're not. It's just part of this process. And the other thing is, a lot of ladies say, I really thought I was going into early onset dementia. Again, you're not. You know, if you're having recurring issues and there are other health issues that are coming to light, obviously go talk to your GP or talk to the lovely Lisa Watson, our menopause specialist nurse. There could be other things going on, but generally speaking, you are not going crazy. You're not suffering with dementia. You're simply going through menopause. It's one of those symptoms that you can experience because of the changes in your hormones. And it's just remembering that. And again, once you have that knowledge, you can then go, that's it. Okay, knowledge helps you. And I see we've got some more viewers. That's fantastic, ladies. If you can say hi, give us a thumbs up, just let us know you're there. Let us know the types of things on brain fog that you're experiencing and how that's impacting your life. So I've talked a lot. Hormonal imbalances are massive impacts, massive causes of brain fog. And for us going through perimenopause and menopause, we know the way our hormones do this. Up and down, all over the place. And obviously, again, Lisa Watson, amazing specialist nurse on menopause. She will be able to explain exactly what's going on. Hi there, Jackie. Good to see you here. The big changes that you have with two of the hormones. You have changes for all three, which is estrogen, progesterone and testosterone. Brain fog in particular is impacted by the changes that occur in estrogen and testosterone because they both play a vital role in our cognition and our memory function. Hi there, Natalie. Good to see you here. Oh, you're 42 and you have to write everything down or you'll forget everything. Absolutely. Oh, that's a shame HRT hasn't helped, but we'll come on to some other things that you could look at. Obviously, getting the right levels of estrogen back into your system should help. But there's a number of things, and we'll talk about those. We're just coming on to those bits. And again, Lisa can probably hop on the comments here and just, give you some pointers on what you might need to think about with HRT. So certainly, estrogen and testosterone are critical in memory function and cognitive function. So estrogen plays the role in that, and I've got to read this because I had to write the science down, because unlike Lisa, I don't know this off the back of my was going to say off the back of my head. So estrogen is responsible for stimulating the brain. It keeps our neurons firing and it supports the growth of new cells. And we want new cells coming through in our brains so that we can keep building new connections. Definitely we want new connections, new synapses, because that is like doing a workout for the brain. So estrogen is really responsible for that. And at menopause, the dip in estrogen means there's a reduction in brain energy because it's not getting those messages from the estrogen. Estrogen really helps and stimulates the cells in our brains to actually burn glucose. So glucose is really super important in our bodily functions for energy, for new cell growth, all of those things. And estrogen encourages the cells of our brain to actually burn glucose. And that then gives energy for the brain to function properly. When you have less brain energy, it can trigger a number of symptoms. And again, you're all going to have that aha moment. So when you don't have estrogen helping to keep our brains functioning, build all those new cells, give them lots of energy and lots of get up and go, it can cause you to have hot flushes. It can cause you to have night sweats, anxiety, depression, and total brain fog. So you can see lack of estrogen really is a problem there. Testosterone, on the other hand, is also a problem. It's really critical in our brain because it strengthens the nerves in our brains and it helps with that mental sharpness and that clarity and overall energy levels. As testosterone starts to drop back, that's when we start to feel a little less motivated, a little less energy, can't exercise as well as we used to, and it impacts our brain. So both estrogen and testosterone really give the brain energy, and as those disappear, you can see the brain energy drops and we start to feel a little bit less clear. We're a bit more cloudy. Also, testosterone is really important because it strengthens our arteries that then supply the blood flow to the brain. Blood flow to the brain is absolutely critical in protecting against memory loss. And that's again why there's probably very big links between testosterone, less blood flow, and dementia. I'm not a scientist, but my brain itself puts those things together, puts 2 and 2 together, might come up with 5. But again, you can see how important testosterone is. So when memory loss or brain fog occurs, we can feel scared, as we've said. Scared, worried, alarmed at these feelings that we're suddenly having that we've not experienced before. And as I say, many ladies say, I thought I was going mad, or I thought I had dementia, and that there's something more happening to us. In the vast majority of cases, it's not serious illness, it's not indicators of serious illness, but it's the temporary effects of the menopause and the hormonal imbalance that we are experiencing. Again, if you have other symptoms, other strange feelings, other things that are unexplained, obviously talk to your GP to be on the safe side. But generally speaking, brain fog is temporary. It's due to the hormonal imbalances that will occur as we go through peri and menopause. But it is scary, and absolutely get that 100%. So we've talked about why it happens, how it can impact you, what to look out for, and also the impact of our hormones at menopause. So what do we do about it? So there's some simple things that we can do, and I would say we have a couple of options. We can do lifestyle changes and we can do medication. So it's worth thinking about those things. Obviously, one of the big ones would be HRT. Sleep disruption and stress are major factors in brain fog. Absolutely, Lisa. And we'll go on to those in a few moments, definitely. So medication, HRT, can help. I saw Natalie said that her HRT hasn't yet helped. Again, talk to someone like Lisa Watson, who is a specialist, who can help you with that. It might be that you're not on the right level of HRT for yourself, or the right type of HRT, and it just needs to be reviewed and tweaked. But obviously, when we take HRT, generally speaking, it's the two hormones, estrogen and progesterone, that are replaced for us. But of course, we have three hormones, and testosterone is the other one, alongside estrogen, that really impacts brain fog. Currently, you can get testosterone replacement. It's not specifically, I've just got to work it out. That's it. I want to push my fringe out my eyes, but it's back to front in the in the video here. Testosterone is prescribed, and Lisa will say here, for women that are specifically having libido or sex drive issues, because it will boost that, and it will give you that better quality of life if you're not wanting to give up your sex life as early as menopause. But that will also help you with all those cognitive functions. It will help you with your energy, your get up and go, your focus, your clarity. But generally speaking, HRT in this country is predominantly estrogen and progesterone. So it's worth talking to a specialist if those aren't actually creating and helping you with your brain fog. There may be other alternatives that you can do. You can look at supplements. Supplements are great. There's a lot of different supplements out on the marketplace. So definitely do your research. Oh, good, Natalie. You're going to have a review. Excellent. Always remember to review your HRT regularly. Do it alongside a lifestyle questionnaire, just to make sure that there's nothing else that you're taking that is causing a problem or anything you could change. But definitely have that conversation and look at, is there something I can do different with my HRT? But as I say, supplements, there's many available. You know, they're all over the internet. So do your research. Make sure that you, if you're not sure, or if you're on other medications, that you talk to a specialist who can understand the interplays between various supplements, various natural supplements, and your HRT or other medications. But for instance, there's one that I take, which I've been taking for a while, is ashwagandha, and that is specifically to help regulate moods, clear brain fog, and aid sleep. All important things. So if you remember at the beginning, irritability, mood swings, and disturbed sleep can be signs of brain fog, but also can actually create brain fog. But definitely talk to a specialist, either a specialist nurse like Lisa or a herbalist, to understand what you can and can't take that will work for you. Think about vitamins and minerals. We should technically get enough good vitamins and minerals through the food that we eat, but our food is quite mucked around with, and when we cook it and things like that, it can mean that you're not getting everything that you need. So think about a brain-friendly diet, and that would mean something that is rich in polyunsaturated fats. It's high in omega-3 and omega-6. It's high in what we call brain antioxidants, so things that have vitamins A, C and E in it. Vitamin D is super good for depression, which again can create or be a symptom of brain fog. And it can all of these antioxidants help to regulate and balance the impact of free radicals in your system. Free radicals are the kind of byproducts of when our cells metabolize glucose. They're the kind of like the waste products, if you like, that we don't actually manage to get rid of through our other kind of washing and cleaning systems, whether that is through our bowels, our bladder, and through our sweat glands, things like that. We need to be able to clean those out. So vitamins A, C and E are super good antioxidants. if you can get those into your system, that is going to help your brain function as well. Then lifestyle, we've talked about. And sadly, ladies, so much to do with managing your menopausal transition comes down to blinking lifestyle. There's no silver bullet here. It's thinking about changing your lifestyle to help your brain to function better. Everything you can do to help it function better is going to have a positive impact. So, we've talked about it before. Turn off your devices at least an hour before you go to bed, because they're stimulants, and also it's the range of information and the speed that it's coming at your brains. Turn them off. Get them done so that you take a break. If you're having to sit at your computer all day, take regular breaks. Your brain can't take in and process all that information. I think I talked in another live a year or so ago about the amount of information that our brain processes. Our brains can have 50,000 thoughts. I don't know whether it was a day or in a 24-hour period. And that includes when we're sleeping. So they're totally overworked. So turn your devices off. Take regular breaks. Your brain is going to thank you for it, 100%. Reduce your stress. As Lisa has said, stress is a major factor in brain fog. If you're stressed, you don't sleep. Another major factor in brain fog. You can't think straight. You've got a body that's full of adrenaline and cortisol, which impacts lots of other bodily systems as well. So try and reduce your stress. If you can't get yourself totally out of the situation, think about things that you can add into your lifestyle that will help. Yoga, Pilates, super good for strength, flexibility, coordination and balance, all good things as we go through menopause. But also they teach you to focus on your breathing, to do things slower. They bring you into this minute. Anxiety and stress are worrying about things that have passed or things that are yet to come. You want to be spending as much time as you can in this moment. So yoga, Pilates, learn to meditate. Meditation is fantastic. Yes, Jackie, meditation. I know you're a massive believer in meditation, and it has actually transformed the way that you manage stress. So absolutely brilliant. I meditate daily. I do that in the morning because I find that it really helps my day go better. Take up mindfulness. I've done some mindfulness sessions in the group. If that's something people want, DM me, put a post out. I can take you through some various different mindfulness exercises. The whole idea is that when you're focusing on your breathing and you're only focusing on that, it gives your brain a rest. It helps you to relax and just to chill things down again. We talked about changing your diet. Try to, if you can, eat good quality food. So if you can afford it, and I know cost of living crisis, it's really difficult, organic is the best because it hasn't got all of the other chemicals in there. If you can't do that, then just go for the best that you can. Try and get fresh fruit and vegetables into your diet. Good quality meats. Go for the lower fat varieties where you can. Try to cut down on the highly processed foods. So your takeaways, sorry ladies, KFCs, McDonald's, Domino's, they're too processed. Ready meals. They're also really high in sugar and salt, which again clogs your system, becomes free radicals. It's hard for the body to get rid of them, and it's difficult for your brain. It's not feeding your brain. Look at what you're drinking. I don't know how many people, and you can put yes or no in here, say, oh, I can't function until I've had my first cup of coffee. We all do that. Caffeine is a stimulant. It gives us that quick kick up the backside sometimes that we need. Gives us a false sense of energy. Same as sugar can do that. If you eat chocolate, get sudden high and rush of energy. It's really short-lived, and the down is quite high. That makes sense. The down is quite high. We come down quite quickly. And also, again, caffeine, is a diuretic. So it doesn't help your system really to clean itself through. So try to look at cutting back on highly caffeinated drinks, high sugar drinks, your fizzy pops. If you really love your Coca-Colas, you're actually strangely better off to drink the full fat one than to drink the diet version, because the diet version has really bad chemicals in it. And I can never say the name, beginning with A, Lisa might well know it, aspartame or something like that. It's a sugar replacement that is really, really bad. So actually, if you like your fizzy drinks, go for the full fat version, the sugar version, because it's got more kind of natural products. But ideally, avoid them. Drink lots more water. 1 to 2 litres of water a day. Your brain really needs it. When you're dehydrated and you've got low blood sugar levels, your brain will really suffer. That's when your headaches come out. It's when you can't think straight. It's when decision making is difficult. You can't work out how to solve a problem. Definitely, yes, reach for the medications, the tablets. Drink more water. If you like squashing it, fine. But, just water is the best. Water, and your brain will thank you for it. Also think about the other substances. So we talked about the toxins, pollutants, high sugar, lots of salt, highly processed, alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, and other controlled substances that you might be recreational, cannabis drink, smoker, things like aspartame. That's it, artificial sweetener. Thank you, Lisa. I can never get the name right. Try to start cutting down on those toxins, because those won't help your system. And so many people say to me, I couldn't sleep, so I had a glass of wine. No, it's not going to help you. It might make you feel drowsy, but it will be short-lived, because alcohol is a stimulant. And the more alcohol you have, who gets up the next day with a hangover where you feel really groggy? That's massive brain fog. Alcohol can do that to you and make regular brain fog even worse. Improve your sleep. Lisa said it earlier. Sleep disruption, major factor in brain fog. And that can be too little sleep or too much, strangely. Our brain needs 7 to 8 hours sleep a night so that it can actually regenerate itself. In fact, it regenerates. What Jacqueline says, she's gone off tea and coffee and been drinking diet drinks. Massive headache today. Yeah. Oh, well done. Well done. You noticed it, Jackie. Sometimes if you've been drinking, if your body is used to caffeine, you can get that headache because it's a kind of withdrawal symptom. It should get used to it. If you like a hot drink, hot water with a slice of lemon in it is fantastic and really good for detoxing and cleaning the system. Or actually herbal teas. I love it's mint and elderflower tea. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. So it cuts down on the caffeine. But well done that you've started drinking that water. Hopefully your headache will disappear soon. So sleep. You need to regenerate. Your brain, when you're sleeping, cleans out all the old cells that are no good, regenerates new ones. It cleans out the detritus between the hemispheres of the brain. You can't do that if you're not getting enough sleep. So if you're constantly waking up, falling asleep, waking up, or insomniac, so not sleeping at all, that is going to have an impact on the brain's ability to clean itself up, to clean its act up, if you like. So, if you haven't slept well, you get up the next morning, you feel tired, you feel groggy, you're not functioning right. So it's really important to aim for 7 to 8 hours sleep. Equally, if you get 9-10 hours of sleep, which would be lovely if we could, you're going to find that's going to make you groggy too, because your body isn't used to it. Get a good sleep routine, one that is going to relax you. So switch those devices off early, get into a sleep routine, lovely nice herbal tea, maybe a meditation or some mindfulness to tell the body and the brain it's ready, it's time to sleep. So a great sleep routine is really, really important. And if you're someone that wakes up worrying about things, have a notebook by the side of your bed and write down, because that's just your brain wanting you to remember something important. Write it down, then it's done. I do that regularly. My husband thinks I'm a nutcase. I do it regularly. Also, remember, a sleep routine means going to bed roughly the same time every day and getting up roughly the same time. So your weekend lie-ins are not going to help you at all. If you can get to bed somewhere between 10 and midnight, that is ideal. Don't no later than midnight, and then get your 7 to 8 hours sleep and try to wake up at a regular time. Your alarm clock again isn't a good thing, because if you're like me, you snooze it and you snooze it and you snooze it, and then you get up. Your brain doesn't know what the devil is going on. It's going to impact your brain fog. Do as much as you can to be kind to your brain. Something that a lot of people won't like: exercise regularly. We say that because what exercise does, it gives you an opportunity to focus on you and on your body. It gets those happy hormones and endorphins raging around the system, which combat stress, anxiety, take away, they kind of had a bit of a battle with the cortisol and the adrenaline, and also it's going to help you to sleep because you're going to be tired. I know at menopause it's difficult. Loss of testosterone means we don't have the energy, we don't feel like it, but honestly, exercise gives you more energy. So when you don't feel like it, get in there, do it, force yourself, get disciplined. You will be feeling better for it. You will sleep better, your stress levels will be lower, your body will be healthier, and your brain will be happier. And talking of being happy, do more of what makes you happy more of the time, because that makes you smile. It releases positive emotions. And if you enjoy something, you're 9 times out of 10 good at it. Again, more positive emotions. The more positive emotions you can have in your system, the better that's going to combat the brain fog. And another thing that is really important is take up a new skill or a new hobby. The way to combat brain fog is to get your brain building neuroplasticity. Learning something new strikes up new synapses, makes the neurons work. It helps to build those connections. So as we said, estrogen is really important in helping to build the connections and build the new neurons and keep the old neurons working and active. So actually, if you can learn something new, you'll be getting that brain energy going. And again, it gives you that more clarity, because you've got to be clear when you're learning something new. I often say to the ladies, if you want exercise, you want something that's going to help brain fog and coordination, take up salsa dancing. It will make you smile, you're doing exercise, and it's going to help with your brain fog. So as I say, there's no real silver bullet here. HRT will help. The biggest thing you can do to help your brain and to minimise brain fog is do those simple things for yourself. Limit your stress, turn off your devices, take a break regularly, improve your diet and your drinking habits, exercise regularly, learn a new skill so that you're building that and keeping that brain working, and do more of what you like more of the time so that you have positive emotions. Those things will start to help you to overcome brain fog. I'm not saying you'll overcome it completely. You will still have those moments where you think, oh my Lord, it's gone, don't know what I'm doing. But you'll be able to go, that's okay, that's not me going mad, that's not me, dementia or anything like that. This is just an impact of hormone imbalances, or I've not slept enough. I can make changes to that. So definitely make those changes. I have got a really good handout. You're welcome, Natalie. I have got a really good handout that I got from the Menopause Charity, which talks about brain fog, the impact of hormonal imbalances, and those things that you can do. So what I will do is, I'm just thinking, I will put a link to it. I've got a download of it, which if I can attach it to the guides in the group, I will do that. But what I will probably do is put a link in the comments as well, because it's got some really good information. It's only a 2-pager, so it's not heavy reading, but it's got some really good reminders of why you can do these things and how it can help. So I will close now. I hope you've learnt lots. What I would say is, again, if you've enjoyed this session, let me know in the comments. And over the next few days, 3 questions for you, which you can either do yourself or you can post your answers in here in the group. So the first question: what have you found that has worked for you in combating or overcoming brain fog? Because I may not have all the answers. There may be things you've tried that I haven't covered that have been really good. Share it, either in this chat or share it within the group. Put a post about it, because what you've learned may well help other ladies. Then think about, when do you most experience brain fog? Is it a certain time of the month in your cycle, certain days, certain things you're doing, certain times? Just maybe keep a little diary of when you're experiencing brain fog and go, are there any patterns there? Is there any pattern there that I might be able to make a change that will make a difference? And then, have you identified a trigger? Is there a particular trigger, a situation, a person, a thing, an activity that makes you feel your brain fog is worse, or your brain fog is at its worst when you're doing certain things? Again, this is about self-awareness. Once you know what's triggering it, and if you can see any patterns, you can do something about it. Because you may not need to do all of those lifestyle tips. You may not need to take HRT, or you might be on HRT and you just want to do something a bit different. So get to know what your brain fog looks like, feels like, and when it happens, and then think about, what are the triggers and what can I do about it? I will post these questions in the group. I might do them over the course of the next couple of days or whatever, so that you can have a look at them. And I will put the link to the handout in here as well, but I will also put it in the main group so that you have it. So thank you, ladies, for following along, for your input, which I hope is great. And again, if you have any questions, post them in the group or share them with me. That will be absolutely brilliant. Thank you for that, Lisa. And again, feel free to watch it back. If you do watch it and you weren't live, hashtag replay in the comments, just so I know who has watched it and what they've got out of it. And it's in here as a live. Go ahead, look at it any time that you want to, that you feel it will be useful. So at just after 9 o'clock, I want to say a very good night to you, ladies. I don't know about you, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning because I was on another conference, so I am definitely ready to go to sleep. Have a lovely rest of your evening, and I hope this was useful, and we will see you very soon. I mean, we have another session 23rd of March. This is a paid for one. It's £10 to come along, but I might, as you ladies have been here live, I may well, if you are interested in it, may well say to you, okay, you can have a golden ticket and come along for free. It's on the 23rd of March. It is at 8 o'clock. It's a lovely lady, Rachel O'Brien, who is going to talk to us about how we can get more balance and control, more balance and joy in our lives, and that will help with your brain fog. So if you would like to have a golden ticket to go to that one, give me a shout as you were here on this call, and I just DM me and I will see what I'm feeling like and what I can do, because that one is being held as part of the Phoenix Wellbeing Cafe, which is our paid for membership. But Rachel is lovely and you will love her, so just DM me if you would like to see about a golden ticket for that one as a thank you for joining me tonight. So thank you very much, ladies, and see you again soon. Bye bye.